The air in the Starship's command hall was thick with tension, so dense that even the hum of the energy conduits felt muted. I had been assigned to repair minor mechanical malfunctions on this vessel, a routine job in the deep sectors of the ZRYN Dominion. Nothing could have prepared me for what awaited. The first sign of trouble came when I rounded a corner and saw them, the Queen's guards. They moved like shadows, coordinated and silent, yet their eyes glinted with an unnatural coldness. I had seen strict discipline in soldiers before, but this was more like predators closing in on prey. And the prey, standing alone near the throne, was the alien queen herself. Her presence radiated authority, but the unease in her expression told me something I hadn't expected: betrayal. Before I could process the scene, the guards lunged. Their weapons were sleek, almost ceremonial, but the way they moved screamed lethal intent. The Queen's eyes widened as she realized their intention. I barely had time to react. "Step aside," I shouted, instinct overriding caution. One of them paused, tilting his head as if assessing me. Then, without hesitation, they attacked. I was unarmed except for the wrench in my hand, but desperation lent strength I didn't know I possessed. I dodged, parried, and threw the wrench with a precision born of pure adrenaline. Sparks flew as it struck the metal plating of a charging guard. The Queen's voice cut through the chaos, melodic yet commanding. "Stay back." I obeyed instinctively. My eyes never left her, never left the intent behind their movements. It became clear. She trusted me, even though she didn't know me. Why me? Perhaps she sensed that my motives were not aligned with theirs. Another guard came at me, faster this time. I sidestepped, grabbed a loose power conduit, and yanked it, sending a surge of electricity through the deck. He convulsed and collapsed. "You fight like a warrior," the Queen murmured, her voice a mixture of awe and fear. "I underestimated humans." "I won't let them hurt you," I said, my own breath ragged. Time slowed as I became acutely aware of every movement. The guards, their weapons, the Queen's shifting stance. Her armor was intricate, alien in its design, yet functional. I realized then that if she moved too quickly in the wrong way, she could be fatally exposed. I had to keep her safe. One guard had regrouped and charged again. I blocked with the wrench, shoving him back. The clang of metal reverberated in the chamber. The Queen moved beside me, her hand brushing mine for a moment as she regained balance. That brief contact sent a strange jolt through me. I didn't have time to think about it. "Use the corridors. Don't let them surround you," I shouted. She nodded, following my lead. We darted down a side corridor, the metallic walls humming with the ship's energy. The guards pursued relentlessly. Each turn, each doorway, became a battlefield. I improvised, using panels and controls to create barriers, sending sparks and machinery at our pursuers. She finally spoke, her voice urgent. "You're reckless, human. They could have killed you." "And I would do it again," I replied. "No one harms you while I can stop them." The corridors opened into the maintenance bay, a cavernous room filled with hovering repair drones and machinery. It was a perfect trap for the guards. I quickly manipulated the controls, turning the drones into defensive units. They were to life, spinning and blocking the passage. The guards faltered, momentarily distracted. The Queen watched, her eyes wide with astonishment. "You understand technology as well as combat," she said softly. "I understand survival," I said. We moved deeper into the bay, corners twisting and lights flickering. Every step was calculated, every maneuver deliberate. It was exhausting, but I couldn't let my guard down. Not once. Finally, we reached a reinforced exit that led to the observation deck overlooking the starfield. Here, the open space worked in our favor. Only a few guards dared follow, unsure of venturing into the vacuum-adjacent corridors. The Queen turned to me, her regal composure slightly shaken. "Why do you risk yourself for me?" "Because no one should die betrayed by their own guards," I said simply. "Not even a queen." Her lips curved into a faint smile, the first genuine expression I'd seen from her amidst the fear and tension. Then she stepped closer, her presence commanding yet strangely vulnerable. "You are unlike any human I've known," she whispered. The remaining guards regrouped for one final assault. I grabbed a nearby control panel, overloading it to create a magnetic field that pulled their weapons from their hands. Sparks flew and alarms blared. The Queen's eyes shone with both relief and something more, trust. I met her gaze, sweat dripping from my brow. "We need to move, now." She nodded. Together, we sprinted toward the ship's launch bay, the last of the guards trailing helplessly behind. Once inside the escape craft, I sealed the hatch and initiated launch. The ship lifted off, the starfield stretching endlessly before us. Silence fell for a moment, punctuated only by the hum of the engines. The Queen finally exhaled, a sound that seemed almost human in its relief. She turned to me, her eyes bright. "I owe you my life, human. You have proven bravery beyond measure." I shrugged, trying to mask the adrenaline and exhaustion. "I just did what I had to do." "No," she said firmly. "You did more than that. You stood when everyone else faltered. You risked everything for me. That is not ordinary, that is extraordinary." Her hand touched mine again, this time with intent. I felt an unspoken bond form, one forged in danger and trust. In the vastness of space, with betrayal behind and the unknown ahead, we had found an alliance. Perhaps more. The craft flew silently through the void, a human and an alien queen, bound by fate and courage. Outside, the stars shimmered, indifferent yet magnificent, witnessing a moment that would be remembered across galaxies. A queen saved by a human who refused to bow, a warrior who stood between death and royalty, and a new chapter beginning for both of them. Ending. The Queen finally spoke with a soft, almost vulnerable tone. "You've not only saved me, you've changed my perception of humans. And you've changed mine about alien queens," I said, meeting her gaze. She smiled, a rare and genuine expression. "Then let's navigate the stars together, human as allies. Perhaps more than that, if time allows." And for the first time in my life, I felt that the vast, cold expanse of space could be warm, not because of planets or stars, but because of the bond we had forged in the face of betrayal and danger.